I do not complain, I provide solutions. When there's something I say, Nigeria, NEPA, I said, if you are complaining about Nigeria, go overseas, leave us here. All we do is make complaints. We are not doing well because of white people. Or the CIA, the ones that came to overthrow Thomas Sankara. We are aware of that already. Prevent it. Do not quarrel with the West. Do not fight them. Make them your friends. They are already more powerful than you. The Chinese were beaten and disgraced by the Japanese. The Russians fought them. Everybody defeated them. They remain calm. And now they are at the verge of dominating the world. Look at what China did. The Chinese, now they are #1 electric vehicle manufacturer in the world. What did they used to do? It's bauxite from Guinea. GDP of Rwanda is about 4-something billion. It's a joke. But if you want to say who is doing well in Africa, they'll say Porkigani. God has given us Ibrahim Traoré by serendipity. Come from a country of the upright people, gather them, form a new system of government. Tell the Western world, we are not interested in your democracy. Those that try to kill you, execute them. Because we don't have too many of you around. If Mobutu Sese Seko could live for almost 30 years, we have somebody now in Cameroon, been there for now how many years? Over 40 years. They know how to stay in power. Then why should the righteous people not know how to stay in power also? Dear President Ibrahim Traoré, I want to appreciate you for the great example that you have demonstrated to Africans in the last 2 years. Do not promise anybody any bloody, foolish election. Democracy, from what Socrates said, is the worst form of government. People say democracy is best form of government. It is a lie. It can function for a while for white people. It can never work for black people. If hooligans, thieves, criminals, kidnappers, they want to become head of state, they want to be governors, democracy will give it to them. Tell the people of Burkina Faso, tell the people of the West that you are not interested in democracy. Don't pretend about it. Land of upright people. So it's not by accident that after Thomas Sankara, you emerge. I was praying when that gentleman asked me, do something on Burkina Faso, send a message to Ibrahim Traoré. I was just praying that, they will have gold reserve. But I checked and checked and checked, no gold reserve. Not even anyone close to Burkina Faso. The only option that is available is for Niger to give you pipeline from Niger Republic. But on the other hand, there's another option. You can import coal through either Republic of Benin, Togo, or Ghana. You have a border with Ghana. I think you have a border with Togo also. So from your country, you can move there. And what do you need if you want to do that? You need to have a functional cargo railway system that can move the coal from the shores of either Ghana or Republic of Benin or Togo into Burkina Faso. And how are you going to do that? Before you start manufacturing your own manufacturing process, you will need to import the railway lines and the cargo ship. If you can do that, you lay it all the way to Burkina Faso. You can bring in coal. And when you have coal, South Africa has the largest coal reserve in Africa. And they generate about 65,000 megawatts. 70% of that is coming from coal. So it is already self-evident that you can produce electricity from coal. If you pulverize it, you can use a plant that is not so huge. Just focus on modular plants, modular. Something that's not too big. And you can just bring it on the back of a trailer, you mount it, and it's functioning. If you want to do long-term, 8 years, 4 years program, 8 years program, people will not be patient enough. They'll be waiting. Where's the result? Where's the result? They want to see something quick. And to do that quickly, you have to focus on modular. Modular. If you work with the Chinese, they can help you to set up a rail line system that will come in from any country that will not give you trouble to bring in the coal into your country. So talking about the electric cars you are assembling in your country, it's aluminum. So if you can bring in bauxite from Guinea, you process aluminum in your country, I'm asking you to export it. You can make so many products from aluminum. And the moment you start adding value, because aluminum ingot is about $2,600 per ton. But by the time you move from that into finished product, you don't sell per ton anymore. You will see that the value has increased exponentially. What's the cost of one electric vehicle? How much aluminum do you have in it? Electric vehicle is basically aluminum and lithium. I'll do a program on that very soon, because I saw the Chinese shipping lithium in Nigeria to China. Nothing is processed in Nigeria, shipped to China. I'll do a program on that. So what I'm talking about now is that if you can use coal to generate power in Burkina Faso, maybe in Ouagadougou, that power is not to be given to people to use. They should be patient. The power is to be used to add value to raw material. Because if you want to do electricity, for example, aluminum, what do you have? The cable that moves current from point A to point B is aluminum cable. Your roofing sheet is aluminum. Your electric car is aluminum. Look at what China did. The Chinese, they know that there are so many moving parts inside an engine. They just pretended as if they want to manufacture automobile vehicles and just hid. Now they are number one electric vehicle manufacturer in the world. What did they use to do it? Aluminum from Guinea, that's bauxite from Guinea. They refine it into aluminium and smelt it into aluminum. They don't sell it. They take that aluminum, melt it to make electric cars, for example. So what's electric car really? The chassis, the doors, the fenders, the hood, the trunk, everything is aluminum. The only thing that is not aluminum there is the lithium battery. And lithium is found here on the continent of Africa on the quantum. Bauxite is very close to you there. You can also make a rail line from Ouagadougou to Guinea. I'm addressing you as a president because I see in you that you have that drive. That's why I said, if you continue to do what you are doing now, you bring in electric vehicles, they pass and you assemble them, made in Burkina Faso, it's a charade, it's an imagination, it's an illusion. But by the time you are able to start that process where you can take electricity and produce aluminum, make that aluminum again and make electric vehicles, bear in mind also that with your electricity, telephones can be produced. The telephone is just quartz, silicon oxide. There are many elements in there, but they are very tiny, tiny, tiny little elements. The quantum of it is quartz, silicon. Second most abundant element on the earth crust after oxygen. And it's everywhere. You don't have to look for it. It's right there in Burkina Faso. I don't have to check that. It's there. It's everywhere. So if you can make aluminum, then you can make telephones. People wonder, how can that be possible? It's possible. The next thing you are going to make is solar panels. That's why I said, don't worry about giving light to your people. Worry about giving light to industries. By the time you are able to give light to industries, those industries will produce solar panels that will light up the entire Burkina Faso. With the lithium batteries, with an inverter, you have light everywhere. That can happen. You can be the one to change Africa. I've said just quite a bit to trigger your imagination so that you will not be buying agricultural equipment and doing roads and all that and think you are doing well. If you want us to do well, you want Africa to do well, you want black people to be respected, white people need to see that black people are able to take something from commodity and make a finished product. Right now we are parasites. We are parasitic to the rest of the world. They see us as a measure of irritant because we don't add value to anything. All we do is make complaints. We are not doing well because of white people. Oh, the CIA are the ones that came to overthrow Thomas Sankara. Of course they want to come and do that. We are aware of that already. Prevent it. People complain. When they say Nigeria, NEPA, I said, if you are complaining about Nigeria, go overseas. Leave us here. We already know that light will come and go. So let's just go and be working hard on how we can have our own light. Don't complain, because we know that's the way it is. Until we are able to get our ass together, we should stop complaining. I do not complain. I provide solutions. I'm providing you 2 alternatives now. Look for the one that will suit you better. You have a relationship with the president, Niger Republic. You can approach him, do a pipeline into your country. That you cannot produce petroleum products and also run a plant that can generate electricity, because with electricity, you can manufacture all things. Because once you have electricity, next thing that you need is to bring in the machinery that will make the product you are looking for. So 24/7 you are working. And when you bring those machinery, you also bring the expertise along with them. That is why I'm saying, do not quarrel with the West. Do not fight them. Make them your friends. They are already more powerful than you. So humble yourself. Don't tell them you are colonizers, you have stolen their money. Okay, we know that already. Okay, where do we go from here? What's the way forward for Africa? It's to calm down and plan our strategy on how we can industrialize. That's what China did. They didn't make noise. The Chinese were beaten and disgraced by the Japanese. The Russians fought them. Everybody defeated them. They remained calm. And now they are at the verge of dominating the world. I don't want that to happen. I want America to be strong, because the more America is strong, the more China is kept in check, because China wants Africa. China wants to take over the whole of Africa. If you think it's a lie, let me tell you this. China gave a loan to Zambia to do a mine. They couldn't pay, they took over the mine. They gave a loan to Kenya to do a port. They couldn't pay, they took the port. They gave a loan to Djibouti. They couldn't pay, they took their military base. The Chinese are coming. And the only way to fend them off is for us to be able to manufacture our own finished product, our own weaponry. Because the moment we know how to do that, the rate at which we are going to accelerate will be so humongous that nobody will believe what struck them. But until we know how to do it, we are at their mercy. We don't want to live at the mercy of others forever. Ukraine is having trouble today because they failed to do one thing. Since what year did Russia collapse? Since Russia collapsed many years ago, more than 2 decades ago or so, Ukraine had the opportunity. They know how to make nuclear weapons. They have the technology. Half of the nuclear weapons that belong to the Soviet Union were in Ukraine. They had to remove them as part of the agreement. You would think that somebody that has sense in his head will realize that Russia one day will want to come and fight you. So the first thing you should do is to quickly make a nuclear bomb. They have the technology. When they were launching space rockets into orbit, it was done from Ukraine. The Chernobyl nuclear explosion that took place happened in Ukraine. They have the technology to make a nuclear weapon. They did not. They were waiting that NATO would defend them. If they had only one nuclear warhead, only one, not two, only one, and they have a medium-range missile that can deliver it to Moscow, Putin will not go near Crimea. He won't go near there. He's there now because he knows that they don't have it. And anybody that threatens to help them, you say, look, you know our economy is very poor. You are the one that is rich. We're ready to die. So everybody stays away. Let that not happen to Africa. I keep saying it. Half of China is the Himalayas. The whole China, only the eastern part that they are living in. 90% of the Chinese live on the eastern part. The other half is desert and cold area and mountains. Nobody lives there. They need land. They can't go to America. They cannot go to South America. They can't go to Europe. They can't go to Asia. The only place they can come to is Africa. And they are coming. The only way we can get out of this is for us to wake up, industrialize our country, and start to manufacture our own weapons. We are the ones to defend ourselves. Putting all these industries in the hands of foreigners is not going to do us any good for two reasons. Any profit that is made, the money is going out. It's like a basket. Put all those industries in the hands of Africans. Let the Chinese work for Africans. Let the French people work for Africans. Many years ago, I had more than 5 expatriates working for me when I was exporting goods to America. They were working for me. If the companies that were owned by Italians, by British, they were exporting their money to their country. I kept my money here in Nigeria. Other people that run companies here in Nigeria that were Nigerians kept their money in Nigeria. Even people that are embezzling money from Nigeria that are Nigerians, they take it out over there. Eventually, they bring it back because they have families here. The Chinese don't have families here. The British don't have families here. They don't want to be here. So it is important for us to ensure that whatever it is that we are manufacturing is in the hands of Nigerians because of capital theft. The second one, our people need to know how to make things. Technological transfer. That can happen when you have those expatriates working for us. As they are working for us, we'll be learning the process. Because in my company, after about 5 years, I send them back. Our people were not doing the job. They learned from the expatriates, those Americans. They learned from the Americans. So when you hear the president of Guinea begging that they should come and start factories there, do what the Chinese have done. Those areas that your entrepreneurs cannot go into, what should stop the government of Guinea from starting an aluminum plant in Guinea? If you go and take loan from China and say, I want to start producing aluminum right here in Guinea, they will give you the loan. That's a good loan. The kind of loan that we are complaining about is the one that they take loan, we don't know what happens to the money. You take a loan and you build a plant to produce aluminum. We already know that you can even sell the aluminum and quadruple your turnover. Your GDP will rise from 330 billion to about 90 or 100 billion in 4 years if you were to do that in Guinea. But that's not where I want you to stop. You produce the aluminum ingot as an intermediate raw material and you use that to reproduce in various things. Your refrigerator, your deep freezers, your inverters, your air conditioners, everything you ever imagine is aluminum. Transferring light from one place to another is aluminum. Can you imagine anything you want to do with that aluminum? You can also produce from silicon. You can produce, once you have that power, when you have that power, you can also produce solar panels, you can produce solar telephones. It's a good beginning. Imagine the way the economy of Africa will explode. I say thank you again to President Ibrahim Traoré. You heard a bit of what I have to say. I'll come back on this subject again. But I want you to start to ponder on this, on how you can generate electricity. I was looking at the production of electricity in Africa. Rwanda, a Pop Kigali has been in for so long. It's nothing. It's a few generators. It's a joke. GDP of Rwanda is about 4-point-something billion. It's a joke. But if you want to say who is doing well in Africa, they'll say Paul Kagame. Imagination. He has not added much value to Rwanda. I don't want it to be like that. And he doesn't even know who to hand over to. Because that system of governance, where you bring in the best and brightest to be the ones to take over. I was talking about the Catholic Church. When you have all the cardinals come together, before you become a cardinal, you must have passed through the crucible. You don't just wake up one day and say you are a cardinal. So anybody they pick among themselves there is going to turn out to be somebody that understands what the Catholic Church stands for. So anytime they pick anybody from China to become governor of a province, that person already knows what he's supposed to do. Anytime they pick a president, He already knows what he's supposed to do because he has been deaf all his life. He has nothing else to do except that. But in Africa, how is it? Somebody embezzles money from somewhere, say, I want to become governor, I want to become president, and then say, follow no road, follow get money, president. When he gets there, what does he do? He doesn't know what to do. He's caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. He's now roaming, okay, now what do I do? Okay, let me fly to this, let me fly there and there, fly here and there. That's it. We want Africa to get out of this mess. And you, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, you are just a young man, 34 years old. You are the one to do it for us. Take the bull by the horns and let something happen. God has given us Ibrahim Traoré by serendipity. Come from a country of the upright people. There are many upright people in your country. Gather them and form a new system of government. Tell the Western world, we are not interested in your democracy. Tell the politicians they should go and learn how to do business. There's no room for politics. We have a new order. Don't be afraid of death. One day we all die. My father, he didn't go to school. The small room where he had just 4 feet by 8 feet or so. He wrote on it, a coward dies 1,000 times before his death. My father didn't go to school. I saw that when I went to his room in the village. That's what he wrote there. He didn't know how to write. He asked someone to write it for him. He wrote that for him. You are there now, you'll be wondering, oh, I don't want them to kill me, so I'll be afraid. Those that try to kill you, execute them. Make sure your ears are close to the ground. Monitor them. Because we don't have too many of you around. The criminals, they know how to stay in power. Why should the righteous people not know how to stay in power also? If Blaise Compaoré that came to destroy Burkina Faso could live there for 20-something years, if Mobutu Sese Seko could live for almost 30 years, we have somebody now in Cameroon. He's been there for now how many years? Over 40 years or so. They know how to stay in power. Then why should the righteous people not know how to stay in power also? If anybody try to overthrow you, execute him. Teach them a lesson so they will leave our heroes alone. We have a right to be here. I want to thank you again. I pray that God will protect you and empower you so that you can show Africa the light. We are a lost people. We need a sense of direction. You can only lead from the top, not from the bottom. You are there now. You are now the shining star of Africa. Don't let that star be extinguished. Go ahead and make a move to industrialize Africa. I say thank you to everybody. Thank you, President Ibrahim Traoré and the President of Niger, Abdul Rahmani Tiani, General. Pay attention to what I've said. Give it a try. Nothing wrong. Just try it. You'll be surprised of the result that you will get. I'm Dr. Caesar Sahene Yayi, your advocate for the industrial development of Africa. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I do not complain, I provide solutions. When they say that, I say, Nigeria, NEPA, I said, if you are complaining about Nigeria, go overseas, leave us here. All we do is make complaints. We are not doing well because of white people. Oh, the CIA, the ones that came to overthrow Thomas Sankara. We are aware of that already. Prevent it. Do not quarrel with the West. Do not fight them. Make them your friends. They are already more powerful than you. The Chinese were beaten and disgraced by the Japanese. The Russians fought them. Everybody defeated them. They remain calm. And now they are at the verge of dominating the world. Look at what China did. The Chinese, now they are #1 electric vehicle manufacturer in the world. What did they used to do? It's bauxite from Guinea. GDP of Rwanda is about 4.something billion. It's a joke. But if you want to say who is doing well in Africa, they'll say Porkigani. God has given us Ibrahim Traoré by serendipity. Come from a country of the upright people. Gather them, form a new system of government. Tell the Western world, we are not interested in your democracy. Those that try to kill you, execute them. Because we don't have too many of you around. If Mobutu Sese Seko could live for almost 30 years, we have somebody now in Cameroon, been there for now how many years? Over 40 years. They know how to stay in power. Then why should the righteous people not know how to stay in power also?